Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, quick intraday update. Bitcoin has started the pullback that we wanted to see in this yellow count. As I mentioned to you, the yellow count is the one I'm leaning to unless we get a sustained break above 67,852. That would have shifted probabilities towards the blue count. Blue is still an option, but we would then need a pretty much imminent turnaround from here. I mean, the blue count is just a larger diagonal pattern. I think we will, from here now, have difficulties to distinguish between them if we rally. But I'm leaning towards yellow because it seems like the clearer pathway to me. What is the yellow count? Well, the yellow count suggests that a low formed here in wave 4. This overall correction, which started middle of March. Then we had a 1, 2, 3. I need to think myself. I think it was here the 4 and along 5. In wave 1, and then here an ABC structure with a B wave as a triangle. These have become rare, these triangles, but there is one. And then now the C wave down. When a triangle breaks, I mention it very often, then typically the move down is quite rapid, and we've seen that. So this could be a C wave pullback now. Triangles typically occur as sort of not the last, but second to last wave in a cycle. So if that was a triangle, it was a B wave. Then it makes sense to consider this now as a C wave down. And then I'm going to watch now for a potential reaction to the support zone, which is defined between 61,200 and 64,280, between the 78.6 retracement level and 38.2 retracement. It is possible that this is the blue count, which is very similar now, because we have here a 1-2 AB, and the next rally could be a C wave. But I would argue that it's difficult to distinguish now between the two, because both should react somewhere in this region. Now the yellow count ideally drops a little bit lower for a clearer C wave, but it doesn't have to, you know. And even this ABC structure could turn into a larger ABC. Basically what we now need to be watching for is an impulsive reversal to the upside in 5 waves. And any 5 wave move up now should actually mean that the third wave to the upside in yellow has started, or in the blue count, the C wave, which again doesn't really make a great difference. And important is though, to be able to continue to look at higher prices, the price needs to hold above the 78.6 retracement, which is at 61.7k. And I'm not telling you we will have to come down to that level, absolutely not, but there is some structural support we can observe as well, particularly here in this region, which is the 38.2 retracement. There is some structural support as well, together with the FIB support, 64,000, what is that, 64,460 roughly. And then the wave 2 low here, which is around the 50% FIB level at 63,370. So that's sort of what I'm watching. And looking at the structure, I mean, at the moment there's nothing that tells me something more bearish would be going on. So, 1 second. Okay, so that's sort of what we're tracking here. And overall, it's just important that this micro support area is holding. So if we can see a reaction to one of these Fibonacci levels, then the first key level that needs to be broken to the upside, which would indicate to us that we have put a local low in place, first break that is needed to happen to indicate that would be a break above the B wave high, which is the end of the triangle, at $66,750 pretty much. So that's the key level that needs to be broken. And then we can say, okay, probably this decline is over and we are now moving up in either wave C in blue, which should take us to around about 71.5k, or even the third wave here, which might actually push us a little bit higher, because if I measure that, wave 1, let's assume we come down maybe to the 50% FIB level. Then the third wave target is the 1.382. Well, it's around 73, 74 actually, 74k. So yellow is more bullish. That could actually take us all the way to 75 to 80k eventually. So that's sort of what I'm watching. Basically, not much more to add. So correction is unfolding. Could, as always, you know, this is the 15-minute chart, as always, quite messy. But if this was the end of the triangle, which we can label a B, C, D, E. I'll highlight that in yellow. Then obviously for the C wave down, we're looking for 5 waves. And yeah, I mean, it could be nearly done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe one more low. But then again, what we don't know yet is if it's going to turn into a larger ABC structure, because this is quite shallow, even if it just reaches the 38.2 fib, but absolutely valid. Okay, so I can actually take that off. And therefore, as I said, what we need to be watching for is an impulsive reversal above 66,750. I'll keep you updated about that. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.